Welcome to the Roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show. We got a good one for you today. I don't know if you saw the news, but the world's richest man wanted to talk about NFTs today, and we're going to break down what that means. And does Elon Musk, in fact, own a Bored Ape? Or is he simply trolling and mocking the sector like he has done in the past? You don't want to miss that. We'll also be talking news and headlines. We'll look at the top 10 NFTs of last week. We'll let you know how you can get your hands on a Formula One NFT ahead of the Miami Grand Prix this weekend and much more. Stay tuned, everyone. This is the Roadmap. All right, everyone. As you heard me say, this is the Roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show. Before we get started, I do see a comment there in the chat about the Fed update. If you are looking to hear more about the Fed meeting, you want to go to Benzinga's YouTube channel. We have a separate stream that will be covering Jerome Powell's talk and conversation, so you can hear all about that. For those of you looking forward to hearing about NFTs and Mr. Elon Musk, this is the correct channel for you. And we appreciate everyone tuning in live and also listening to us on all podcast platforms, or if you're watching this video after we aired. So go ahead, smash that like, show us some love in the chat. Let us know that you are here live, you're ready to go. And we will get started. Before we start the episode, to our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by FTX US, the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world in terms of trading volume and daily users. The FTX app is used by over 6 million people to buy crypto and NFTs. No transaction or withdrawal fees, and you can use your phone or computer. And the FTX US trading platform offers NFT trading on both the Ethereum and Solana blockchains, with no gas fees. To find out more and how you can get signed up for an FTX account, click on the link in the description below and also in the chat right now, and let FTX know that Benzinga sent you their way. We'll be talking about FTX coming up soon in our news and headlines, because they're behind one of the NFTs that I'm excited about this week, and I'll let you guys all know about it. Before we get into news and headlines, though, I've got to bring on my co-host, Benzinga's own Brian Moir. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm here. We're here. We're live.
Awesome. It's Wednesday, Brian. I believe that's Hump Day, and we've got some exciting news to talk about. I know that the title of this episode and that thumbnail is, of course, connected to Mr. Elon Musk. But before we get into that, let's kick things off. We didn't have a chance to get into news and headlines yesterday because of that great interview we had. If you missed yesterday's episode with Metaverse HQ, definitely would encourage everyone to go back and watch that later on at your convenience, as there was a lot of education, a lot of trade ideas, and a lot of alpha shared. And we appreciate, of course, having Jake and Jacob from Metaverse HQ on the episode. Brian, one of the things we always like to do at the start of the week is take a look at the top 10 NFTs of the last week in terms of trading volume. And as we said on the show yesterday, there was a huge mint that happened over the weekend called Otherdeed for Other Side from Yuga Labs, the parent company of Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club. And last week, Otherdeed did $253.5 million in sales volume. 143 million for Bored Ape Yacht Club, up 130%. Mutant Ape Yacht Club coming in third with 122 million, up 27%. We saw Moonbirds fall a little bit. OK Bears came in fifth place, 46.8 million, of course, on the Solana blockchain, followed by Imaginary Ones, which was also a new mint. VFriend Series 2, up 129%. Akutars, another new project, Meebits coming in ninth place, up 134%. They actually celebrated their 1-year anniversary, I believe, recently. And Bored Ape Kennel Club rounding out the top 10, 27.4 million, up 4%. Brian, I mean, top 10 here. Otherdeeds, 253.5 million. Bored Ape, 143 million. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, 122 million. So 3 Yuga Labs projects all had sales volume of over 100 million last week. I mean, does that really just justify that, Yuga Labs is a market leader here and we'll continue to see these large volume moves?
No, of course. Well, okay. Continue to see the large volume moves. I don't know, but they are definitely the market leaders. They're the number one NFT project thus far. I mean, hands down. So there's no disputing that. We have to see what they have in store in the next 3 to 6 months. I feel like they have to kind of have something every quarter in order to kind of keep up with the progress they've already made. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. We just saw the Otherdeed mint. We of course had Mutant Ape Yacht Clubs, drop to owners of Bored Apes. We had Bored Ape Kennel Club. We also had Apecoin. So they've definitely rewarded their users. But I mean, in the same right, like you said, Brian, I mean, is that something now that Yuga Labs, owners expect? If you own a Bored Ape, are you expecting an airdrop or a new item, every quarter? At what point do you, decide to part ways when you've been, pleasantly rewarded this whole way around? Brian, is one a quarter? Is that too much? Is that, too little? If you're Yuga Labs, how much do you want to provide here for holders?
That's what we have to kind of determine. We're gonna see what they have to, offer in the next coming quarter and something. I don't know what happened to my video. Let's see if it pops back up. But anyway, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see what they have to offer. I mean, this main thing that we have, the other side launch, that's been like the most hyped project ever in the history of NFTs. So what do we see next?
Yeah, definitely. So before we get into more talk here about other side, I just want to break down a little bit more on the top 10 and outside the top 10, like we like to do. The big surprise, I think, outside of, the sheer volume and record breaker for Otherdeeds was a project we talked about last week, and we actually highlighted when it was trading at 50 SOL versus I think it's around 100 SOL right now. Okay, Bears. The mint price was 1.5 SOL. The floor price actually topped the 150 SOL level before it settled in that like 90 to 100 range. We're going to talk. They actually had an update out on Twitter. We'll talk a little bit about that, but it's kind of nice to see a Solana project crack the top 10 and, something other than Ethereum, which is kind of why we use this list from CryptoSlam. And then also Doodles, a 95% jump in sales volume, coming in at 13th place. Ethereum name services also jumped 10th place with a 4,248% increase in sales volume, with a rush of people buying 3-digit and 4-digit addresses. And then Adidas Originals came in 22nd with a big 90% jump in sales volume, as user or holders of that NFT could actually claim physical merchandise from Adidas. Brian, what do you think? Doodles, Adidas, and Ethereum name services, outside that top 10 range, but some pretty big numbers that they put up for these older projects.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my video issue problem right now, but let me just go on some of those big name projects. I think that maybe the other side might have. Hold on one second. Hold on. let's move on for a second.
You're all good. So yeah, so outside the top 10, you know, in Ethereum name services, I'll actually talk about for a minute here. I actually scooped up some of my own Ethereum name services recently. Wasn't able to get any of the 3-digit or 4-digit, you know, as those sold. I started grabbing some 5-digit and also some names, right? So that's something we saw like during the .com era, right? Was everyone trying to scoop up these websites of, you know, like money.com, how to make money.com, right? Things that people search for, and you would hope that you would come up first. So Brian, it looks like you're back here. Ethereum name services have popped up recently. Do you own any Ethereum name services, and what do you think of the growth that they have seen recently?
Okay, so yes, I do have some ENS domains. I have a handful actually. I was a big part of that airdrop that they had a while back, and very grateful for that. But also, yeah, I think that ENS domains as well as unstoppable domains, I think those are a big thing. And like I think we talked about it last time we were on our Soul Kick, which we're still on a Solana kick. But I even bought a Solana domain, multiple of them, and I'm all about it because I think that's your identity. That's your way to move into the Web3 future, and that will be your actual like kind of like gamer tag when it was in Xbox Live days. I think it's a big deal, and I'm all about it. I am very bullish on ENS, not necessarily price, but necessarily like their utility sake and what they're going to do. Same with unstoppable domains.
Yeah, the one thing I saw, Brian, I was looking at unstoppable domains yesterday. So for those who don't know, so Ethereum name services, their big one is .eth addresses. Unstoppable name has .nft, .crypto, and a couple others. Unstoppable domains, you buy them and you don't have to pay renewal fees,
Mhm.
which is their big draw there, right? Whereas ENS, you have to pay a renewal fee every year. So you know, that's one thing where like when I'm buying these ENSs, I have to consider, okay, am I buying these to be able to flip in a couple months? You know, when there's a
Yeah.
rush to find these 5-digit numbers that I now own, or am I holding them for the long term and I'm going to have to pay a renewal fee every year? So
Yeah.
that's something to kind of consider here. But yeah, I mean, Brian, I kept brainstorming like all these cool addresses and stuff yesterday. Of course, you
I have a
know,
big handful of them, and there's a
yeah.
couple in my wallet that have gotten over 7 likes. So I know there's some like kind of need for them. There's a couple of them, but with ENS, it's kind of like the whenever the .com bubble burst. You know, everyone whenever they when the internet first got established, people were all going for domains, DNS names, and so it's that kind of thing all over again. And we have seen this. We've had multiple guests even mention this before. I think uh, I don't want to name drop because I don't want to be wrong. So I'm not going to say who it was. But we've had multiple guests that say, like, hey, like, this is the next biggest thing. And it will be. It's kind of a YOLO move. But one thing you want to keep into consideration is that it also can be your name throughout history too. So it can be your wallet address, it can be how people send and how you receive money. A whole bunch of different utility when it comes to ENS names and these unstoppable domains, any Web3 domains.
Yeah, definitely. And as Alyssa was showing these in the background, one of the things you saw was like the pricing. And like when I tried to grab like some random, you know, websites, like it was showing me on Unstoppable like a cost of like $40 to $50. But like here you see, I mean, a 3-letter phrase to get the .nft $2,500. On ENS, you know, you can get some of those ENS domains for like $25, right? When
Yeah.
gas is low enough. And like I said, I was able to scoop up some 5 digits. So I mean, to me, Brian, I feel like everyone's focusing on these 3-digit, these 4 digits, which I understand. But to me, like a more memorable number may stand out, right? So like I was late to the party, right? If I would have been on this a couple, years ago or months ago, I would have been going after, like, now this song's gonna be stuck in our head the rest of the day, but there was a song called 8675309, right? So I tried to grab that domain. It of course was taken. There was, if you ever watched the show Lost, there was the lottery numbers, right, that played into
Oh, yeah.
Lost. That number, of course, was taken. As was like 12345 7777, like all these like easy to remember numbers. Because to me, if I'm using this as my wallet, like I want something that's easy to remember. If I have a 5-digit, but I can't remember the 5-digit, like, yeah, it's easier than having that long wallet, right, of 0x whatever. But like, is it that much easier than having like a name or a word or something like that? So I
mean,
think
I
there's a
think
lot
it
of
is.
focusing on numbers, but maybe
Yeah.
words are the
Well,
better
I
play
think the
here.
numbers thing, I think that's a trendy thing. And so Money Mitch, one of our good buddies, he said the problem is, will SEO pick it up on Google? So this is a pretty big pain point a little bit, because Web3 names, I mean, it's not necessarily a Google thing, because your ENS domain is attached to your wallet address, it's attached to your metaverse, it's attached to the Web3. It's not attached to the web that we know. You can't just, I mean, you might be able to Google search your ENS domain, and I bet you anything, if you Google search it right now, it'll pop up with your the etherscan.io name. So that's kind of what you'll have on that aspect. But soon, we're all in the infancy here. We're all in the beginning stages of all this stuff. If you get into these things right now and establish your domain and establish your name and establish your brand, as Gary V would say, as anyone like Mr. Wonderful would say, anyone else, establish your brand, you'll have that forever and no one can take it away from you. And that's what's beautiful about the stage we're in right now. Because right now, yes, it's not going to register in Google. It's not going to register high in SEO, but that's not why we're here right now. That's not why you're buying one. Right now, you're buying one to make your wallet address easier and more accessible for people to send you money decentralized, in a decentralized way. But soon, a year from now, yes, it will be ranking in Google. Yes, it will be included in SEO searches. It will be included in the rankings and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, just please keep that in mind. Like, right now is the time to buy them, and don't buy them because you think that's gonna make you money flipping it, because that's not how it works. That's just like, it's like hoping to buy something rare at a pawn shop or at a garage sale and hoping it's worth $1 million, like American Pickers style or Pawn Stars. That's not what it's about. It's about buying your domain, owning it, and branding it, and making money off of what you create from that. And you have an original idea, an original namespace, an original thought process right here, right now, and no one can take it away from you.
Yeah, definitely. And the one thing I know is that ENS, they have an integration with Coinbase that'll eventually play out. And then also, ENS offers subdomains. So like if you own an ENS,
by the way, I want to make, I'm sorry to cut you off, but that also has to be known that this is all done via the handshake protocol, which is not quite the same as a DNS service, but a handshake means that you can route it from one place to another. And there's a handshake that means that, like, hey, this is actually a verified address and it's somewhere it's going. So this is still a new process. I just want that to be known. It's all made under the handshake agreement kind of thing.
You're all good. And also Alyssa playing around in the background here, trying to scoop up some domain names that are available. Yes, like look at this, like unstoppable domains. So like dgen.nft is gone, but like you can get dgen.crypto, but it's $10,000. you know, I feel like Unstoppable Domains, like they were like, hey, any of these words, like,
I picked up Twitter Spaces, Twitter VIP Spaces. I picked up all the Twitter Spaces things you can think of on Unstoppable Domains and ENS.
nice. See, like I tried to scoop up, some SEO phrases for the long term, right? Because if the 5-digit spike, I would probably sell a couple of those that I picked up. But any of the word ones, I'm planning on holding on to. And yeah, I mean, Mitch, there's definitely potential. So we can talk about this more a later day. I want to circle back to Otherdeeds, right? So you know, I feel like we can't just talk about that in the context of being on the top 10 list. I mean, this was a huge mint. We talked about it with Metaverse HQ. 55,000 NFTs that sold for 305 Apecoin each, plus a gas fee paid in Ethereum. And oh boy, did we ever have a gas war. Over $167 million in gas was burnt. Later, Yuga Labs offered an attempt at an apology, right? They said, we wanted to say a few words about the mint tonight. We know that the Otherdeed mint was unprecedented in its size as a high demand NFT collection, and that would bring with it unique challenges. The One of their co-founders, Gargamel, also said, you know, needless to say, tonight didn't go how anyone wanted it to. I want to say sorry to the Apes and to everyone else who eagerly looked to join into the project. Brian, you know, you're bigger in crypto than I am. Obviously, I'm more heavy on the NFT side of things. But one thing that came out after this was Yuga Labs saying that they need their own layer 2 for Apecoin
yesterday. Mm-hmm.
So we talked about that yesterday, and Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin actually said, you know, that it didn't matter if it was on a layer 2, and essentially said supply and demand. And he issued like a whole statement on this. He shared an article that he wrote in August 2021. Alternatives to selling at below market clearing prices for achieving fairness. I mean, Brian, I kind of feel like when they start this game, that they're going to need a layer 2 or their own, you know, rather than use Ethereum because of high gas fees. If they partner with, you know, Polygon or Immutable X, which are the rumors right now that are putting in proposals, I still feel like, you know, let's face it, when this game actually launches, it's going to be massive. And it could clog those networks. So what's the solution here? Does Yuga Labs, do they need their own chain, you know, specifically for their drop, specifically for their game?
Oh my goodness. Is it all on me to find this?
All on you. You're the one who puts forth the plan right now. Well, what would you do if you were Yuga Labs or the Ape DAO?
I mean, I would definitely put it on its own chain. I mean, honestly, because you can control if they have the developers and the bandwidth to do it, which with the money they have, yeah, they do have the bandwidth to do this. I mean, build your own ecosystem, build your own chain, so you don't have to rely on any third parties, all in house. I mean, that'd be the smartest move, and honestly, it might cost a little bit up front, but it'd be the cheapest route in the long run. I think they should absolutely build their own chain.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see the floor price right there, 3.62.
They said that they were like, hey, we should probably do this.
Yeah, and they got some hate for that, Brian. A lot of people saying like, yeah, of course they say that now. They knew this all along, and now they're trying to justify it. But so the floor price here on Otherdeeds for Otherside, 3.62. You know, obviously when these minted, they had a much higher floor price. We also saw, you know, the reveal. A select number got codas, which was highly coveted by the community. But really, if you minted this, you paid 305 Apecoin, which at the time was like $20. So, you know, probably like 2 ETH or more in Apecoin.
$20, but
well, it
was $20.
Yeah, and then plus the gas, which was like over 1 ETH. I mean, you were looking at paying over 3 ETH to get one of these NFTs.
Yeah, it's
And
ridiculous.
now you're at a floor price of 3.6. So I mean, obviously you're in the positive, but not by a lot in terms of this being such a large demand project. So Brian, I watched the events unfold on Saturday, and I owned Apecoin, as we talked about last week on the show. And we
I
also
did
said,
not own
hey,
305 though.
yeah, we also said, hey, what's going to happen after the mint? And as soon as I saw, the gas war, people getting priced out, people complaining, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell part of my Apecoin here because I think we're going to see a nice dip. So I sold actually a good portion of my Apecoin because I am in the belief that it's a long-term play, but I would rather buy on dips. And so I sold it, and I will be looking to buy back in, if it dips a little bit more. Brian, how about you? Did you sell any Apecoin?
Same.
Yeah.
The exact same.
I mean, I just felt like it was inevitable, right?
Well,
And I mean,
I also hit the point where we talked about. I said $15 to $16, and then after the sale, and then we'll see maybe more of a horizontal rise up as we go, and especially with knowing maybe they have their own chain coming, with more utility coming with Apecoin, we're going to see a price increase and maybe a migration, which will increase the price, but decrease the price, but also increase the price. I know it's confusing, but that's how crypto works. But yeah, I mean, we did call this, right?
Yeah. And we said, again, not advice, but we were talking about that $25 level, and it hit $25 on Saturday.
We did have a huge spike today, though.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that spike in a minute because
I don't know about it. All right, let's talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But also, Brian, as you said, it's going to be in the ecosystem. When they actually launch this game, Apecoin is going to be the currency of choice to buy items in the game. And I think, I want to own Ape when that is the case, right? But I think this game is still a little ways off. So for that reason, I want Ape in my portfolio, but I'm willing to wait a little bit here to buy. Before we get to that topic that I just kind of hinted at here, I want to talk about the FTX Formula One NFTs that are coming. Of course, our friends FTX, they're a sponsor of this show. We have the Miami Grand Prix Formula One race happening this weekend. And for those of you who don't know Formula One, it is one of the biggest racing leagues in the world. It has really caught on in popularity here in the U.S. over the past couple of years, thanks to a Netflix show, Drive to Survive. But, so there is currently 2 Formula One races in the U.S., Miami and Texas. Next year, we're going to get a third in Las Vegas. But you can own some NFTs starting this weekend thanks to FTX. So they partnered with the Mercedes Formula One team, which features the drivers Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Lewis Hamilton, one of the greatest Formula One racers of all time. He actually finished in second place last season to my favorite driver, Max Verstappen, a Dutch driver who won the championship that came down to the final race. But Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. So we have these NFTs this week, and Brian, they are launching on the Solana blockchain for 1,000 free to claim NFTs. That's right. I said free. Now, how do you get one of these NFTs? You have to have the FTX app, which we just told you at the start of the show. Download the FTX app. So if you download the app, you can follow along, and as soon as those go live, put in your claim to get one of those free-to-claim Solana-based Formula One NFTs. I mean, I think there's going to be a demand for more than 1,000 of these. Along with the 1,000, Brian, they are also doing an auction for 10 limited edition NFTs that are built on the Ethereum blockchain to of those 10 are going to coincide with a physical piece of the rear wing from the actual cars driven by Lewis Hamilton and George Russell during the Miami Grand Prix. So not only do you get an NFT, you get a physical piece from that car that's being driven at the Miami Grand Prix. I mean, Brian, I don't think I have enough money to win one of those auctions, but that is a huge deal. If you are a Formula One fan, I mean, what better way to get involved and get a piece of it than to have the NFT and the physical item?
Right? I mean, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, and so FTX said this is the first race that they're doing this, where it's going to be like these digital ticket stub NFTs, and they're going to provide future utility. So let's say you win one of those 1,000 free to claim Solana NFTs. I think you're actually going to get first access to some of the later ones. They're going to do this for every race now the rest of the season. And instead of doing 1,000, they're going to do 2,500 for most races. And my guess is eventually they're not all going to be free, right? So like now's the time. Get in your free one, get your early entry, get access. And I mean, another great example of utility with NFTs here from FTX, right? We talked about them when they did the Coachella drop, right? Where you had a chance to get these Coachella NFTs that could get you, you know, free merch, free food, and also get you a lifetime access to every Coachella festival ever. Like that's what these NFTs are about, right? Utility, future benefits. Like that's insane. Now I'm cracking up at the chat because we got our friend Wilberto saying race car spelled backwards is race car. Brian, did you know that race car spelled backwards is race car?
It's a palindrome.
It's a palindrome. I used to know a lot of palindromes. I know that mom and dad are both palindromes. MOM and DAD. I gave you the simple 3-letter ones. So for anyone who doesn't believe me, go ahead and type it out. MOM and DAD are palindromes. You got any more palindromes, Brian or Alyssa?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, we'll stick with race car, mom and dad. But yeah, I mean this Formula One NFTs. Wow, there you go. See, we got another one. We got all the 3-letter ones coming out. So those FTX Formula One NFTs are going to begin on May 6th. So Brian, you have 2 days to get your FTX app downloaded, and then the auctions will also begin on May 6th and will run through May 13th. So keep those dates in mind.
This also is a huge thing, by the way, guys. Like these, like it's no joke. You can actually win part of the race car. Yeah. Like it's not like we're not like you don't get just an NFT of it. Don't you get a part of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like it's huge. You guys want to be a part of this.
And I'm seeing Moises here in the chat asking, are you guys into Solana NFTs? I just typed a response here. We're trying to get more into Solana NFTs. We've had our buddy Solana Legend on a couple shows. He gave us great information on Solana NFTs. We talked about OK Bears last week, and I wish I would have gotten one at 50 Sol because it hit 150 Sol. I think they're like 99 Sol now. So, I mean, I don't know, a double at least. Yeah, and I think Alyssa's going to check the price here for us. And we'll talk about OK Bears later on if we have time. But I think it's time we get to today's big topic. Right. And I've been dying to talk about this one all day. I wrote an article about it earlier. Brian, we got a tweet from Mr. Elon Musk today, the world's richest person. And he tweeted out, let's see if we can get, okay. So he changed his profile picture and he said, I don't know, seems kind of fungible. And his profile picture is now a collage of Bored Ape NFTs.
Billy Marcus, where you at?
So Brian, Brian, this is why Apecoin spiked today. We're up like 6% today because everyone was like, oh shit, Elon Musk now owns a Bored Ape. Okay, so let's dive into this. We did a show a couple months ago. There was another rumor that Elon Musk owned a Bored Ape courtesy of MoonPay, right? So MoonPay buys Bored Apes. They partner with these celebrities. They're kind of like a concierge service. They onboard people into the NFT space. They do, ads, partnerships. They partnered with Jimmy Fallon, Paris Hilton, Post Malone, and lots of others, right? So there was rumors that they partnered with Elon Musk, and those rumors started because there was a picture of the MoonPay co-founder talking to Elon Musk. There it is, outside an elevator. Elon Musk, though, didn't look super into the conversation. He also was by an elevator. It looks like he was waiting. And this wasn't like a planned meeting. This was actually at a Kanye West listening party. But then MoonPay, shortly after this conversation happened, they bought a blue fur Bored Ape that has a cowboy hat. And Brian, why is the cowboy hat significant? Because Elon Musk had just moved to Texas, and also Tesla's Gigafactory in Texas was getting ready to open. So a lot of people thought that MoonPay was like, hey, we're buying this cowboy Bored Ape for Elon Musk. Well, nothing's really happened since then until today when Elon Musk tweets this out. So the big thing here is, like, immediately when you see that tweet and he says, I don't know, seems kind of fungible. To me, it's a huge shot once again at the NFT sector, right? Because it's NFT, which stands for non-fungible token. The whole point of it is that the items are not fungible. So if an item is fungible, that means that it's easily interchangeable and able to be replaced.
At the top.
What?
Oh, were those crypto titties at the top? Go scroll up. Yep.
Yeah, Ashley, of course.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, this went viral real fast, right? That Elon Musk potentially had bought a Bored Ape. There's that right-click save happening in real time there. So not only did he put a picture of one Bored Ape, though, Brian, right? He used a collage of multiple Bored Apes. Now, the easy thing here is that right away people called this out and they said, wait a sec, we've seen that collage before. Where have we seen that collage at? So that specific picture is related to a auction by Sotheby's held back in September, where they sold 101 Bored Apes. So Brian, the auction winner paid $22 million for those Bored Apes. It was an anonymous buyer. What do you think? Is there a chance that Elon Musk bought the 101 Bored Apes? Is there a chance that he owns a single Bored Ape? Or is this simply trolling on Twitter, as Musk often does?
Oh man, I have no way to answer that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's trolling. I feel like he has shit on NFTs for so long.
What are you watching right here, though? What is this image?
So that's the auction. That was the 101 that were sold by Sotheby's. So this is all of them. It actually included 2 gold fur Bored Apes too. So 2 of the most rare in the entire collection were sold in this. So I don't think Elon Musk owns 101 Bored Apes. I feel like if that was the case, he probably would have started posting random things about NFTs or Bored Apes. Not trying to pump his bags, but maybe just to put out some clues. He hasn't really given any clues that he owns any NFTs. So I'm led to believe that he simply he's criticized. He even criticized Twitter, the company that he's acquiring, months ago when they did the hexagon, the verified NFT profile pictures, and said what a waste of time that they were doing that instead of crypto scams that he gets all the time on Twitter. Brian, what do you think? Elon Musk is buying Twitter. He hates NFTs. Does he try to get rid of the verified Twitter profile pictures and the hexagons?
Oh, I don't know. That's one thing I don't know if I want to get into, because I like Elon Musk and I hope he does do that.
Same. I like him too, but I wish that he didn't.
Everyone needs to realize is the deal is not fully done yet.
Right.
It just has been talked about. It's just been accepted. Doesn't mean it's going to go through. Just so we all pump the brakes a little bit, and no one has like any, crazy protests or anything, because everyone watches the roadmap. We all know this is the most watched show in the crypto and NFT space. So everybody calm down.
And so Brian, if he's trolling, this turns into what we say in the title of today's show, a phrase that's called right-click save, right? Because you can save a NFT picture by right-click saving. And yes, I'm glad you brought this up, Alyssa. Let's go ahead and mention we now have a shirt for sale on the Benzinga merch store that says right-click save, and then it shows you exactly how. I ordered one of these shirts, Brian. You gotta make sure you order one.
I already did.
You did. Perfect.
Yeah.
Right-click save. I'll be wearing this on the stream here in the future.
How many likes do we have on the stream right now? How many likes do we
Not
get?
Enough.
Do we give away a shirt?
We don't even have 50 likes yet today, Brian.
Oh, get 50 likes. Come on, guys. We'll give away merch. You guys don't understand. We will give away merch the more you like.
It's really not hard. All you got to do is smash that like. Oh, Alyssa's popping in. Uh-oh. What do we do? What did we do wrong?
There
It's me. It's me again. No, I was just going to say we added more.
We added more.
Yeah, show off this new merch.
So
show off that roadmap
one
shirt in the middle. Yeah,
What,
that one,
this
and then I like the purple one.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Chris and I will both be wearing. I'm wearing my Benzinga swag right now, but we got more Benzinga swag for the roadmap coming at you hot.
Yo.
You gotta drop a link. You gotta put a link in the chat too, Alyssa, for this store.
We'll drop it. We don't mind.
I'm dropping it right now.
Drop that link. Drop it like it's hot, Alyssa. Come on.
Drop it like it's hot.
We got
okay, so
two.
Alyssa, tell us about this one that you're showing right now. What is on the front there?
Okay, let me open this. Okay, so
Get a couple
I made
zooms. There you go.
I made up our own address, and it has like Benzinga Easter eggs in it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know a couple Easter eggs. I can see them right there. And also, this is not a real wallet address, guys. Don't try to go drain the wallet. Don't try. It's not a. There's nothing. There's nothing in it. Man, that would have been a fun search if we would have like created a wallet, put a free NFT in it, and then showed this on the screen. Man, we're gonna have to do that.
How about this? I will create an NFT for anyone who buys this shirt. If you buy it and you DM the Benzinga Twitter account, you buy this one. I will airdrop you a free NFT. I will. It's been stated, recorded. It's there. I'll make it. I'll go with Alyssa. She's the artist. I'll write the smart contract. I will get it for you. Do it. Anyone who buys one of those shirts, we will airdrop you an NFT if you DM the Benzinga Twitter account with your Ethereum address. We'll get you an NFT.
See, and not just shirts. There's a pair of pants there too. So,
I'm just gonna keep adding more, guys.
Let's do it. So,
cool? Are we cool? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even think our likes have gone up since you said that, Brian. Though I don't even know if a single person has smashed the like since you said that.
All right.
So, all right. No free merch today. Not enough likes, but
they will stand. If anyone who gets one of those shirts, well, we can figure it out. Anyone gets one of those shirts, we'll airdrop you a Benzinga NFT.
Let's do it.
I don't know if it's gonna be worth anything.
So Brian, I want to get back to right click save here for a minute because I heard a great conversation on CNBC today from Gary Vee, right? And he was asked about, hey, what do you think about Elon Musk changing his profile pic, right? And this whole right click save. And this is what Gary Vee said. I'm not sure. I think Elon's got his finger on the pulse. I can take a picture in front of a Lamborghini outside. Doesn't mean I own it. So again, you can right click save a picture. doesn't mean you own it. You can take a
That's a
picture
fair
with
point.
a house. You can take a picture with a fancy car. Doesn't mean you own it. Yeah, can you send it to your friends and be like, hey, this is my new car? Sure. You
Sure
can.
can.
But ultimately, like, you don't own it. There's no proof of ownership, and you might get caught eventually. Is there a risk to Elon Musk doing this? Not a ton, right? He did actually get called out. Alyssa, if you can put that tweet up from the guy at Sotheby's. He actually, Michael Bohanna, he is the co-head of digital art. He actually tweeted and he told Elon Musk to remove the picture or to credit him because it's a picture that he created. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of warranted, right? Like, where's the credit? Like, you didn't make that picture. Someone else did. They're not your apes. They're someone else's. Alyssa, Brian, what do you guys think of that? Should Elon Musk show some credit here? Should he change it? Does he care at all?
I mean, I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
I don't think he gives two shits, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So Brian, I want to circle back to this auction though. I haven't talked about this in a while. I don't even know. I don't think you were on the show yet when this auction happened. So 101 Bored Apes sold in September. So a mystery buyer paid $24.39 million. That came in above an estimated range by Sotheby's of 12 to 18 million. So, Brian, doing the math, whoever bought these paid an average of $241,500 per Bored Ape at the time, or around 68 Ethereum. Now, if you look at Bored Apes now, floor price is around 120 ETH, and that's not counting those rare gold fur apes, right? That are probably worth a couple million each anyways. So I did a little math today, Brian. So since the time of the Sotheby's auction, Brian, if you bought the 101 Bored Apes, you're the mystery buyer. Congrats. Nice to know that you're rich, and we didn't know this, but you own 101 Bored Apes and you held them the whole time. Two events have happened since then. We got the airdrop of the Apecoin. So each Bored Ape was worth 10,094 Apecoin. So the 101 Bored Apes, Brian, if you had the Apecoin from those today, $16 million. And that's after this dip we just had. On Saturday, it was probably actually 25 million, right? And again, the final auction price, I got to scroll back up here, 24.39 million. Now, also, along with Apecoin, you also got the claim of the Otherdeed for Otherside NFTs this weekend, right? Every Bored Ape holder got one. So the floor price on an Otherdeed, a normal Otherdeed, is around $10,360. I have it in USD here because I did this fast. So another $1 million. And that's not counting the fact that the Bored Ape land is actually more valuable, has a higher floor price. I could figure that out. But for easy math here, $1 million. So plus the Bored Apes have gone up in value. So that auction where someone paid $24 million, based on the current floor prices, right, the minimums, it would be worth $51.55 million. So double what someone paid in September. And again, that's the lowest here. We're talking 2 gold fur apes. We're talking rare land. You got 101 land. You're guaranteed you got some codas, right? I mean, because codas were like 1 in 5 to 10. And those lands are going for like 35 ETH or more. So like, Brian, what do you think of this? I mean, someone paid $24 million in September. We don't know who, but it really seems like they already got their money's worth. They're still anonymous. It seems like a great buy looking back now. Do you think that they were buying just for apes to go up, or were they buying kind of with the anticipation of some of these future events happening?
Oh, I would say buying for apes to go up.
Yeah. Store of value almost, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you have that kind of money, yeah, that's where your head space is at. You don't really care. I mean, the thought process isn't like what they have in store. It's about or what they have, coming in the future. It's about the store of value of what the assets you have right there and then.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think it's just another example of like when these auctions happen, like there's huge demand, but like if you buy a lot of 101 bored apes, like you probably got them cheaper buying the entire lot than you would have just, sweeping the floor on like OpenSea and buying 101.
Yeah.
So like you got kind of like a bargain, I think. And I mean, yeah, it was a lot of money at the time, but like, look at what it has returned for this person. I mean, also, yeah, like I just gotta stress again, I don't think Elon Musk owns a single bored ape.
No, absolutely not.
But I mean, it sure would be cool if he did, but I just don't see it happening. It's kind of like, why would he do a 180 now and go from like bashing NFTs to loving them?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm guessing MoonPay offered to give him a free bored ape when they talked to him. And if he turned down a free bored ape at that point just to say he, owned a bored ape, why would he, be buying bored apes?
He definitely doesn't own any.
I mean, yeah, he has a ton of money, but like yeah. So I don't see it. So I think we got trolled pretty hard by Elon Musk today. And I think he ultimately right-click saved. And I'm not a huge fan of that, right? I love me some Elon Musk, but I don't know. The troll job today kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, Brian. I don't like it.
That's right. What do you think, Vinny? What are your thoughts? He's got nothing.
He looked away. Vinny doesn't like it.
He says, nope, not my problem.
Yeah. So Brian, we got a couple minutes left here. Couple more things to talk about. Kit Bash Boogers, right? We had Doug from Toy Boogers on the show a couple times. We talked recently about Kit Bash Boogers. I minted mine on Saturday. I don't know if Alyssa is here in the background, and or maybe I can pull mine up there.
Have one. I do not personally have one right now.
So Alyssa and I both have a Kit Bash Booger. So mine is got a cool cat body. It's got a rare disc head that's pretty sweet. And I think it's one of only 2 with that head type. There's only like 10 or 13 with the cool cat body. But it's pretty cool. And then Alyssa also owns one. And
I'm trying to find yours.
Alyssa, it's right here.
Yeah, give me that. Yeah, cool.
There, it's in the overlay. That is my Kit Bash Booger, everyone. Look at that. Look at that head, that like rainbow colored floppy disk. Like, also type 1 in the chat right now if you know what a floppy disk is, because I don't know what our age demographic is, but I'm guessing there's not a lot of people out there that know what a floppy disk still is. Brian, what about you? You know what a floppy disk is?
I'd assume, yeah. Fuck, sorry for cussing, but that shows our age.
It does show our age. So yeah, smash a 1, guys. If you know, let me go ahead and type a 1. I definitely know what a floppy disk is. I've used it before. But everyone else, smash a 1 if you know what a floppy disk is, and put 2 if you have no idea what we're talking about right now. Look at Alyssa's Kit Bash Booger here, though. The rocket one. I like these. Also,
that's the chicken. I almost got. She stole it from me.
She stole it.
I knew you would. I showed it to you too.
I like the chicken head.
This girl.
You gotta be quicker than that, my dude.
I tell you, she can have it. But I showed it to her.
Alyssa, go back to the Kit Bash Boogers here and go to the legendary.
Oops. Legendary.
So yeah, remember there's the hamster Stash. We couldn't remember his name last week. But so there is Controlled by Stash and also action figure ones. So these were the rare ones. So like that top left and top right, those are action figure. They don't have Stash the hamster, but they're legendary. I mean, you got a price of what? 2 ETH for the floor right now. Look at these ones with Stash the Hamster, though. Like, I wish I would have gotten a Stash. I'm sad. I wanted Stash.
Yeah, they're really
now
cool.
that we see all these, because we picked Stash as our favorite, I feel like a lot of times. Now that we see them all, does your opinion change? Is there a different Stash that's your favorite? I still really like the Rocket one, which I think's at the bottom here. I like that robot too, though.
Ooh, this one's cool.
Oh, the
wait,
404,
where's
yeah.
the bottom? Where's
the Rocket one?
Oh, let me get rid of everything else. Goodbye.
Oh, there it is. Top right,
okay.
right there. That's my favorite, I think, still. The dead fella ones he's controlling though look sweet too, because
it's like it
he's
fits.
in the
Like,
brain.
this
and
one,
it
I like
fits.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is gruesome. I love it.
It is a little gruesome, so I love it though. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, these are sweet.
I think I like this one the most. I don't know. Maybe because it's just all yellow. I don't know.
Yeah. Brian, what about you? These Stash the Hamster ones. You got a new fave, or you love the Rocket one still here?
Still the toaster rocket hamster.
Yeah. Yeah,
Still.
it's pretty sweet. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I mean, these Bash Boogers, again, they dropped a little bit from the mint price. When we had Doug on, right, he dropped that alpha. He said everyone who owns a Bash Booger or a toy booger is going to get an NFT this summer in the new collection, right? So there's your future utility. If you own one, you're going to get an NFT down the road. Also, I mean, this is traits from 4 different collections. I just think that these are sweet, and I feel like we'll get more announcements from Doug in the future. So I minted one, and I'll be holding on to it. Also, if those Stash ones ever drop low enough, I would love to own one of those as well. But there aren't a ton listed for sale because they're so rare. I actually was hoping there was going to be more Stashes in the collection. I love the fact that it's rare, but I mean, come on, there's only 1,111 total NFTs in this collection. I think maybe we could have gotten some more Stashes here.
I agree. Like, at least a few more.
Yeah, a few more. Like, all right, well, guys, that is going to do it. We went a couple minutes over here, but I mean, looking at artwork on projects is always a fun time here, especially this project that we know so well. I know a lot of people were watching the Fed meeting. They didn't tune into this episode. Hopefully, we catch you on the replay or you listen to the podcast, because if you didn't watch us live, you're still going to get all the same information. But again, don't forget to sign up for the FTX app for your chance to get one of those Formula One NFTs ahead of this weekend's race. And also, you can hit me or Brian up on Twitter or the Benzinga account. Let us know your thoughts on Elon Musk changing his profile picture. I would love to hear more opinions from the community out there. Brian, I think that's going to do it. Anything else to add?
No. Vinny says, see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Smash the like for Vinny, and we will catch everyone tomorrow. Take care and stay tuned. Pre-market prep at the close coming up to talk about stocks